Hey everybody, welcome back to the next episode of Healing from the Rough with Next 18. I'm Matt, and I just wanted to say thank you for being here. Today we're going to have part one of the next two-part episode with Eden Puente. Eden was out here recently with Joe and I at Hawks View in Lake Geneva, and we spent the first episode talking a little bit about Eden's background, his time in the military, and kind of how he got into the game of golf and his background with that. We really appreciate you listening to these first couple episodes and helping us grow. If you like what you see, please share and help us get some more presence out there. Thank you. So we're here with another episode of Healing from the Rough, and tonight we have Eden Puente with us. Eden, as always, we like to let our guests kind of tell us who Eden Puente is, what did your time in service look like, and where you are now.
I served from 2003 to 2007 at Fort Campbell. I was with the 101st Airborne Artillery. Did 2 tours overseas, both to Iraq in 03 to 04 and then 06 to 07. Where I'm at now is I just graduated DePaul University with a double degree in sports management and digital marketing, and I'm finishing up my MBA right now in digital marketing, as well as currently working for a veteran nonprofit focusing on veteran engagement.
Awesome. What's the name of that organization?
The name is Travis Manion Foundation.
Okay. What are you writing your thesis on?
We haven't gotten to the thesis classes yet.
Get ready for that.
Those are the last 2 quarters. My advisor built it that way to make the last courses.
We did that too. A little piece of advice: start writing now.
Just
start doing it, man. The more you do now, the easier it is.
I've got a ton to say, so
okay.
I think I'll be okay.
Did you deploy or any experience overseas or anything like that as well? 2
deployments, both to Iraq. The first time was with the initial push with the 101st. We went all the way up to Mosul, stayed there, finished our tour out of Mosul, came back, and then in 05 we went to Taji. We went to Taji, Iraq, and then finished in Baghdad.
Okay, awesome.
Where are you at in Baghdad?
We were in, so we were mainly in Taji, and then would do just up by the Green Zone.
Okay, so we had what was the one there? Camp Danger? Is that what was in Baghdad?
I spent my whole time in Afghanistan. I am out of this conversation.
No, we were out of Taji, so we were at Taji. We were at Al-Fall Palace.
Okay.
That's where we were on the second tour.
Nice. And you went, what was the first time you went?
03 to 04.
Okay, so you were there pretty much almost, not necessarily first wave, but I know I got there in 05, and it was just starting to, where they were starting to give us a little bit more of perks and things that we could kind of live off of instead of living out of tents and stuff. So I know early on we had some people that I was stationed with that had already done one tour before I got in there, and they said the first tour was even just horrendous at that time.
We were, I was a part of I was in the transition. So I came in while the first wave came through.
Okay.
So we had ended up in Mosul, and that's where we stayed for the rest of the tour.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Well, thanks. Looking forward to the rest of the round with you.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, appreciate it. If you live in the southeast Wisconsin, northern Illinois area, and you'd like to be a guest on our show, kind of share some of the things that have helped you deal with traumas, stigmas, things like that, and if golf has helped you along the way, even better, make sure you email me at joseph.melsack@hftr.us, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible, and we'll do everything we can to get you out here to enjoy the beautiful Hawks View Golf Course in Lake Geneva. Thank you.
Eden, you and I actually met, about 2 years ago now at a Semper Fi Fund camp up at Kohler. So I know you've at least been playing golf for 2 years. Can you maybe elaborate on a little bit more of the backstory for the game of golf for you?
Yeah. I got out of the Army in 2007, and I didn't really golf or care to golf, but my family, primarily my uncle, was a big golfer, and they started to do family golf outings over in Western Illinois in the Quad Cities, over at Deer Run.
Yep.
And I would just go for the weekend and play and not really care how I shot, just to get to go hang out with them. I've always looked up to my uncle. I've always admired him. He's a very confident and giving man, so I've always admired that and wanted to emulate that, and I thought maybe golf would be a way to connect with him on that. And so we would go, and I would just go to have fun, and I really didn't take golf seriously until maybe 5 years ago, when I started getting my mental health and all my things in line, and I started to realize coming out here by myself and playing was more therapeutic than talking to somebody at some time, and it didn't click in me until maybe like right before the camp that I was really enjoying playing 9 or 18 by myself, and just, you know, focusing on the next shot and just letting that be my goal, is hit here or try to keep it in the fairway. So I really started to focus on that, and golf has always been, or golf here post-military has been a big part of my life in ways I haven't really realized. I got my service dog 5 years ago through an organization that was actually started by the stepmother of a pro golfer, David Duvall, and my service dog was donated by the PGA, and the PGA they have a stipulation that anytime they donate a dog, it has to be named after the winner of the Players Champion. So in 2017, it was South Korean Siwoo Kim. So I was bestowed Mr. Kim, and it's been such a blessing, and it's really drawn me more to the game of golf and wanting to better myself. I did go to the camp that year. I've been to a couple of other camps for veterans, and this is the first year where I've played under 100 on consecutively. So
Hell yeah.
yeah,
Awesome.
so,
Good
yeah.
shit, man.
Can't wait to
Yeah,
have you up
thank
at
you.
camp in August.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome.
Let's let it ride.
Hell yeah.
So if you're a veteran or first responder and you want to come to a golf camp, come to be at one of the Next 18 events, all you need to do is go online to next18.org. You can find us on Facebook, you can find us on LinkedIn, and you can find us on Instagram currently. All of those resources have links to get to our website to find our application page. Or you can reach out to me, Matt, M-A-T-T, at next18.org. I can give you any information you need. We would love to have you at a camp. And I realize you might be asking yourself, yeah, we're going to go play golf. Do I really want to deal with my mental health? Do I really want to deal with some of these things that I'm not a fan of dealing with? I think you should come here. You should get the resources and just be open-minded to maybe living a healthier, happier life. These guys are having a great time.
This is probably the point where we usually talk about the highlights and the lowlights of service. So we usually started off with talking about some of the highlights of the things that you had in service. I know even with our traumas, the things that we've gone through that have been tough, there was a lot about the military we loved. A lot of things that we took away from it, whether it was the travel, seeing things. Give me some of your highlights.
Well, the biggest highlight, I think, is always, and it sounds cliche, but it's the camaraderie that you get with all of the guys from every part of the country that just has one goal in mind, and that's bringing you home and you bringing them home. And I mean, that's always been the biggest takeaway for me. But growing up, I really didn't have a male mentor, so I didn't have that growing up. And my post at Fort Campbell, my first sergeant Jackson, was my first real male role model that showed me, you know, you can mess up, but this is the consequence.
Yep.
But it wasn't, you know, in a negative way, and it was just showing you, you know, if you take your time and you do things right, this will be the outcome. And I really had to learn from that, and I really tried to emulate his leadership when I made NCO. and he was such a huge impact in how I went during the military and then post-military as well, how I wanted to carry myself. And then that even extended into my my second lieutenant when he came to us in '06, in '05. I mean, he was another male positive mentor in my life that really helped me understand things that, you know, I didn't know about myself and where I wanted to go, and really gave me direction. So the like you said, there was a lot of bad, but the best things I take away is I can honestly say I am the way I am. I'm the man I am because of those two men that I got to meet and have their leadership reflected upon me.
It's amazing how much happens to you when someone just believes in you.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, just one person believing in you can change the world.
Some validation is a great tool.
Yeah.
And I know you say it's cliche, but it is. But I mean, I think every single person, whether it's, you know, this era or even you go back Vietnam, however, whatever time of service you were in, the brotherhood is, you know, just, you can't say enough about it.
No.
It's especially when you deploy, you don't have a family. It's not like, you know, even for single soldiers who don't have their family on base with them to go, you know, you have family there. You can always call your family. You know they're there. Then you can visit. You go to Iraq or Afghanistan, this is your family.
This is
Yeah.
the family.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
And people you didn't think you would even ever like, or people you never really got along with, are all of a sudden like your best friends. And it's
Right.
amazing.
Yeah.
So-
And that's to add to that, it's that element of, you know, isolation. When you're in this isolation with these other people, there's no more outside world telling you what is going on. It's now you're all are looking inward and then trying to reflect that to each other.
Yep.
Obviously, right, we've clearly addressed there are negative times when we're in service, and with the last 20-ish years, op tempo has been through the roof for us with 2 wars, sustained wars. Was there anything while you were in service that, you know, really affected you?
Apart from seeing war, I would say no. I mean, seeing combat, I think, is the biggest thing that really affects how you go into things post-war, because you have this moment of temporary lapse where you don't know what's real and what's fake, and it's that, you know, now you're trying to decipher, and now you feel like you're crazy because of it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you ever find yourself, this is something that I talked to Joel, one of our previous guests, about off camera, and it was funny because I never really thought about it, but it's so true. Do you find yourself, any situation you're in, always noticing every exit or everywhere that you can get out?
I honestly, I get 5 tickets a year because I blow a red light, because I see something up ahead that I think, or my mind clicks is a threat, and I'll blow the red light on purpose just to go past and, you know, try to get past it as fast as possible. So yeah, I mean, there's still definitely some triggers. One of the big things too is, you know, I live in Chicago, and, you know, we have all these overpasses, and one of the things that we were doing when we were overseas is we would go in under the bridge in one lane and then cross over to a different lane. I find myself doing that just without wind, and, you know, my wife they'll, what are you doing? And it's a habit that I don't think about. I just do it.
From like 15 plus
And
years.
Yeah.
I was exactly.
Yeah.
I was in Iraq in '05, and I was a middle truck 50 cal gunner on a convoy team. So my duty was always to stare at the overpass, you know, and then when you get under it, flip around real quick and be the guy looking back at it once you get through. So I always find myself looking in my rearview mirror every time I go under an overpass. It's always just habits, right? And, you know, you see a garbage bag on the side of the road, instantly you know, and yeah, you're probably not going to run into that over here, but it's just constant, you know, flashbacks, triggers, things like that, and it's insane.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Awesome. Thanks for checking out part 1 with Eden Puente.
Make sure you check us out next Wednesday. We'll have part 2 up and ready for you. If you like what you're seeing, again, like and subscribe. Hit the like and subscribe button on the bottom, and keep following us for more content. Thanks.